Hey guys, Danny with ParTay back. So I'm going to go ahead and apologize up front because I'm going to stay true to my word and I'm going to stay on top of Mr. Bird for the next few days, just to let him know that he's not going to get away with all the things that he wants to state. But first of all, let me just talk about this video that he just uploaded a few minutes ago. So if you go in here, you can see this is large micron glitter. So that's where I go back to the Rust-Oleum stuff. He just painted a screen on there. And I've painted screens, and even with the lights hitting them, they don't look like this. They may look wet and they may look glossy, but they don't look like this. This just goes to show you there's very large micron, cheap. When I say large micron, that means it's cheap, because the smaller the micron, generally the more premium the paint. This is very large micron glitter that's mixed in with this paint. And it's not black. If you look at it, it's more of a silvery black. It's not black. The way he's achieving that, I'm going to show you in just a second, is that he's setting it in a specific position with his lighting. So let's just stop right there. I'm going to pause till I get to the next piece. Here you go, guys. Another indicator. Large micron. Reason I feel it's Rust-Oleum is because it's cheaper to buy Rust-Oleum than it is to buy the large micron and then mix it with some form of transparency. So that's what he's doing. I grant you, it's Rust-Oleum or something very similar to it, but look at all the glitter there. That's not because it's wet. I can paint a screen, and I'll do that if you guys need to see it. I'll paint a screen and show you what it looks like when light hits it without having all the large micron glitter in there. So pause again. I'm just watching as he moves around. You can see, just look at the glitter. Just look at the glitter. Crazy. All right, thing number next. This looks like about a 100-inch frame that he's got over here. Once again, now he's doing a 235-1, it looks like, frame that he's trying to do, but it's, if you notice, he's got sidebars. So essentially what he's got here is about a 70-inch, if that. Okay, so once again, showing you a smaller image. Okay, so he made a statement just a second before this image that says that as it dries, it'll get less and less shiny. Well, the reason for that is because your small micron, a lot of it's really feeding out whenever it's wet, because it's still to some degree transparent. As it dries and all of that starts to shrink, because that's essentially what's happening there. Is you're evaporating your liquids out of the paint. It dries, it shrinks, it becomes more opaque, and as it becomes more opaque, it covers up some of the glitter so it doesn't give as much of a hard shine as it will when it's wet. Still cheap glitter, guys. All right, pause again. All right, I want you to watch here, because he's going to show you about see how he does the little quick, he went up and over real quick just to show you lights were on. What he's not showing you is that those lights are behind the screen. You don't see any light on that screen, and whenever he pulls back, he makes the mistake of one point showing the lighting, and you can tell the lighting's actually sitting on the back side of the screens. It's hitting the floor. You can see it back there, but it's not hitting the screen. So he's got the screen set so that the light's not in direct contact with it. That's the kind of stuff, Mr. Bird. I know that you can fool people that don't understand this. They just see light in the room and they're thinking, well, this looks good. And you say people get angry because, people get upset. I'm not upset. I'm not angry. I just know that you're full of crap. And I'm going to call you out on it. I'm a professional. I know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. And I'm going to call you out every step of the way. So let's pause again. Okay, so now he's in a little bit of discussion where he's talking about he's turning it into the roll-on. Now, he's already done the roll-on for the screen. He's kind of packaging that in with this whole video. Here's the thing. His paint is going to be a roll-on naturally, because it's just mixed paint. All he's doing, guys, is he's buying paint from somebody else, somebody's, paint off the shelf, doing a mix, putting it into a jar, and then when he does the spray on, he's thinning it out. He's either thinning it out with a lot of water, or he's thinning it out with some sort of cheap poly. In either case, it doesn't really matter, because you know, if you don't get poly right, all poly does is add sort of a milky consistency to your screen. So that's the reason I tend to think it's more water. So your spray-on solution that he's been selling, what he's doing is he's thinning it out and still selling it for that, you know, the same amount or more. So he's making more money on less paint. Right now, he's going to do it in the standard roll-on because people aren't buying the spray-on because a lot of people don't have sprayers. So here we go. It's the continuous cycle. You know, I'm going to do this, and well, you know, people aren't buying it. So I tell you what, let me go back to my original paint, which he started with 7 years ago, and it's still the same crap, still with the same crap Rust-Oleum junk, and it's just sad, guys. Just very sad. Pause again. I'm just going to throw this out there because I actually found this quite funny, is whenever he was doing the video earlier with this, he said that we were going to go on sorority. I think what you meant there, Mr. Bird, was safari. So, but we're going to go see some lions on sorority. All right, I'm going to pause again. See, now he's saying it's almost dry, but you can look in there. Look at that. Look at all the glitter in that paint. It's just, and guys, I'm telling you, so you say, what's wrong with glitter? Have one in your house and you'll understand why. Because you're going to be sitting there in the dark looking at specs the whole time. That's why he doesn't get up close in on his screens, because he doesn't want you to see all the glitter. He's going to stand back. He's always standing way back here. And every once in a while, he'll get up on his screens a little bit. And when he does, it's usually because he's got to move them or something, or he's trying to give you a side view. And that's whenever the mistakes show. I mean, they just always do. So pause again. Okay, so right before this section, he makes the statement that he did it on the larger screen, he's done it on a little screen, and he's done it on this screen. But what he's failing to address again is that when he did it on the larger screen, he had it shrunk into the center of that screen. He didn't fill up the screen. He had it shrunk down. So once again, you know, just all these little ploys that he tries to come up with. I really believe that he's special, because just because you say something does not make it true, Mr. Bird. I mean, you know, especially coming from you. I guess we did go on sorority. So I'm going to pause again. This one's a really key one. And this is more that you wouldn't catch, and you know, unless you've done this and understand some of the technical pieces of it. So he's spotting here. Now I could attribute some of that to it being wet, but it's spotting a lot for a wet screen, that he's got a fan on, because he's acting like his paint dries faster than everybody else's. The bottom line is, you put a fan like that on it, and that's how I dry my test screens. When you put a fan like that on it, they dry sometimes within 2 to 3 minutes. Here's the key part. Look here. Look how dim all of that is. And it really stands out whenever the screen's wet. So that's what he's trying to explain away the hot spot, but he's not really explaining away why it's so dim around the edges. Okay, so I'm going to go in right here again. The reason that it's darker there and lighter here, and it will stay that way even when this screen dries, is because he's got so much metallic and glitter in this that where the lens is the shortest distance of light to that screen. That's going to be the brightest point. All the other areas are going to dim out around the edge, and you can see it in his screen in his living room. Pause again. Here's an even more technical piece that really irritates me, and this is one of the things that tells you that it's super cheap. One, your colors, all these have a blue push. Look about it. It's almost like there's a blue wash over all of this. This yellow is green. It gets greener and greener as you go out to the side as it's drying. That yellow, the only reason you're picking that up is because it actually isn't. It's given more reflectivity from the center of the projector, so you're getting that back in its true color form. But look as you get out to the sides. That's why you don't want his mix, because this is what you're going to deal with. This is what you're going to have, not this. This is what you're going to have. And then, as always, in the center of the video, he's saying, it's time to go. My time's done here. I got things to do. Well, if you do, why'd you spend 9 more minutes video and just showing more clips? So why even bother saying that? It's just stupid. Once again, you're stupid. Okay? Don't know how else to say it. You're stupid. You're a scam artist. You're taking people for a ride, and I don't think it's right. And I think you should come clean or either just get out of here. All right? Have fun.